every single day, everywhere we go. From family vacations to the beach, to crowded cities, to the most distant parts of the planet. We are surrounded by people who have never heard the gospel. We are surrounded by people who are going to spend eternity somewhere, either heaven or hell. Now, whether they accept this message is completely up to them. But whether we speak it or choose to be quiet is completely up to us. And their salvation depends on it. So essentially, if we decide to be quiet, if we cower away from telling them this life-saving message, then their blood is on our hands. Romans 1:16 says that the gospel is the power of God. It's the living power of God that transforms people and pulls them from a path of destruction and brings them to one of life. But if nobody tells them, how will they know? Jesus commanded all of his disciples, all of his believers, all of those who have been redeemed to him to go and tell this good news. And in some places it can be very dangerous.
क्या हो रहा है? क्या हो रहा है?
हमने कहा था आप हमारे गांव में नहीं आएंगे, क्यों आ गए आप? ये बताता भाई यहाँ हिंदू का गांव है, हिंदू का प्रचार होता है, ये नहीं आएंगे।
अगर हमने यहाँ पे देशू जी के बारे में कौन बता?
और अगर आइंदा फिर आपको हमने देखा तो अच्छा नहीं होगा, हमसे पूरा कोई नहीं होगा। का गांव है, आप यहाँ कोई भी प्रचार नहीं करेंगे, नहीं करेंगे, नहीं करेंगे।
Jesus promises us that if we are martyred in his name, that if we die for standing firm in our belief in him, and if we don't back down and we endure to the end, that we will have a handsome reward in heaven. But even with that in mind, even with that truth and that promise, it is still scary for many of us to carry out this message. And even though our lives aren't physically in danger like many, still the thought of being ostracized from society or from losing our social status, it's enough to make us cower away. One of the craziest things in the world to me is this one thing right here. That all over America on Sunday morning, there are kids being dragged to church that would rather be anywhere else. And their parents say, no, you live under our roof, you're gonna follow our rules, and you will go to church. And they go reluctantly, and the whole time, all they can think about is, I cannot wait to get out of here. I wish I didn't have to be here. And in other places in the world, this is happening. This right here. Jesus called us to go, even in the face of this danger, even though the danger is so real, even though we can be tortured and killed and executed and martyred in his name, he commands us to go. And he says that he will be with us to the very end. We have to go. We have to share this message by any means necessary. Whether it means they make fun of us, whether it means that they kill us, whether it means the worst of the worst happens. This is not an option. This was not a suggestion. Jesus told us to go. So go.